Right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Thai Talk with Dan, the channel where we share all of your crazy Thailand stories. Now, for our next story, you might want to grab a coffee or a whiskey because this guy is having it hard. So without further ado, let's jump in to today's Thailand story. Right, get comfortable for this one. Hi Dan, I love your videos and your efforts are remarkable. After watching your video today, I felt the need to write to you. I met a Thai lady on Instagram back in February 2022 when I was going through a messed up relationship with my previous girlfriend. This lady, Ong, approached me by being a follower. I didn't know that following meant on Instagram, but I just texted her back and she reverted that she's a single mum looking to find a husband to take care of her and her 1.5-year-old daughter. I willingly obliged.
Oh my God! Wow!
As I was 41 years old and then the lady was 31 years. I have no kids, no family, basically no one as a family member. We kept contact over the phone for over a month and a half, regularly, 3 to 4 times, or even more over video chat. I planned to visit Bangkok on the 25th of April, 2022, and she travelled to Bangkok from Lampang province after I sent money for her travel. Now we met for the first time at a hotel in Bangkok, and the first evening began with intimacy, despite being the first day we met. The lady and myself drove to her grandma's home in Lampang from Bangkok on a rented car. It was the home of very poor earning farmers in the northern province. The grandparents and girl child were welcoming. The baby girl hadn't known her father as per my girlfriend, now ex, because he has abandoned them. Ong has another son from her earlier relationship, a 15-year-old boy at that time. The attachment was incredible on part of the baby girl, as she was very young and desired a father figure. We rented a lodge room to have a better living style within the village. Now, upon exhaustion of my visa period, I had to return to India after 2 months. There were numerous occasions when I travelled to Lampang province every alternate month subsequently. In 2023, when I was sitting at a restaurant serving chicken and rice in the village, the owner, an elderly lady who was distantly related to Ong, mentioned that the baby's father was in prison. I was shocked, but I didn't say anything. Eventually, I confronted Ong, and her grandmother also confirmed that the whereabouts of the baby's father remained unknown. Sometimes Ong claimed that she was instrumental in having her ex-lover go to jail.
What? What the fuck?
I accepted Ong's claim and continued my relationship without further scrutiny as I took it at face value. All the while, there were demands of money for the child's well-being and numerous instances of money pilferage for cigarettes and repayment to a loan shark for money. Now, many of the gold ornaments I gifted her were pawned. Motorcycle for which down payments were made and installments were transferred by me to her bank account never reached the true financiers and 2 motorcycles were repossessed in the span of 1 year. At one time, I started receiving threats that Ong would threaten to harm the baby with a knife if I didn't send money, and sometimes that she would cut her wrist with a knife if I didn't send money at midnight. On an average, the monthly expenses for her daily lifestyle would touch 18,000 baht.
Are you crazy? Or just plain stupid?
Then there were many instances where gifted gold would be pawned and I had to transfer money to reclaim the gold from the informal pawn lender who charged 5 to 6% interest per month. Now this was becoming way too much for me to handle. Now despite my approaching and informing the Chiang Mai tourist police by email, they would refer this matter to the Lampang Law and Order Police. The Law and Order Police would contact me and say that they are unable to assist me because I don't have a registered marriage with Ong and hence my relationship with Ong isn't admissible as per Thai law in court. Now, with me being fed up of this nonsense many times, I tried to break up in 2023 and 2024. The lady and her daughter visited my home in India twice in 2023 and once in 2024. In India, there were demands to transfer money to buy medicines for grandfather, pay electricity bills, pay insurance, pay installments for the motorbike and repayment of loans and interest. In April 2024, Ong wanted to travel to India because of the intense heat, but I didn't feel the need to invite her to India or pay for her flight tickets. However, I eventually conceded to their visit in May 2024. Ong and the baby stayed here for 45 days and suddenly Ong received a letter from the baby's father from prison. Now Ong categorically maintained that the man had only wished to maintain contact with the baby in the handwritten letter which was forwarded to her by her son upon receipt at grandparents' home by post from the prison. The exact date wasn't known. I visited Thailand during July 2024, stayed with Ong and the baby for over 15 days, and there was no update on the release of the lover Baz from jail. I went back in September this year, and one afternoon the phone rang and the person was a policeman inquiring if it was the right phone number and mentioned the true name of the baby's father, who would be released in the next couple of days. Now Ong's demeanour had changed. She started arguing and demanding that I buy her a motorcycle immediately or else she will pack her bag and leave from the Chiang Mai hotel and go back to her village in Lampang province. Now I did not agree because the gold would often find its way to the pawn shop because she had a motorcycle to ride to the nearest town, Lotus, and gold shop within the premise. So she packed the bags on the 27th of the 9th, 2024 and went home by bus. I remained in Chiang Mai hotel tired of her frequent harassment. Then I received a call requesting for an immediate transfer of 2,500 baht on the 29th of the 9th so that she could make a part payment to the gold pawn shop so that the gold would not be auctioned. Once I sent her the money, her responses on the outstanding and the release of the gold by paying the remaining outstanding was deceptive and unreliable. Ong was confusing me with the math. She sent me the pawn slip, but it wasn't signed and stamped as per normal procedure. So I took a bus to Lampang province and visited the Lotus shop on the 30th of the 9th. I inquired if the payment towards gold loan was received by the pawn shop. The lady denied and said that not a single installment payment was made and hence the gold ornament was transferred to the head office for auction process. I tried 100 times to contact over the phone, but my phone numbers started getting blocked after a few attempts to contact Ong. I didn't have a mode of travel as the village was far away from the town area and there were no easy modes of travel which I could avail of. I had returned to India after many attempts to Ong remained futile. Later, I contacted the son of Ong over Messenger after 3 days. He had maintained a normal conversation with me and was vexed with his mother's constant lies. I was informed that with the money that I spent, Ong hosted a welcome party and the lover, husband, started living in the grandparents' home.
No! God, please, no! No!
When I asked the son if Ong was married, he confirmed that it was a marriage as per village customs with Baz. This fact was later corroborated by Ong's mother as well during subsequent conversations. The 2,900 baht went to host a party and a celebration. The gold belonging to the child was pawned for 9,500 baht and no interest repaid. Although Ong would collect monthly payments towards interest from me. Ong took money from me for preparing single status certificate and also deleting the father's name on the birth certificate. I was too gullible to trust all these stories. I approached the police and a few advocates in Thailand, but I have found no support on the fraudulent activity of this lady. Now, she has discarded her SIM card, changed her home, and no one knows her whereabouts. I have not been able to contact with the baby girl since over 21 days. I am in India, all alone and broken in my heart, wondering what karma I have done to release such trauma of losing money, face, and losing my heart to a small baby girl who is now 4 years old. My attachment to the baby was immense and never missed a single day not speaking to the baby in over 2.5 years. This is a very devastating situation and many times I feel my life is a big burden emotionally. Now, in case you need more information I could offer you, please ask me. I need to approach the courts for innumerable instances of fraud that Ong has committed in my relationship. Thai women will owe their allegiance only to their men and their country. They will not consider men from other country to be genuine for their lifelong companionship. Looking for your guidance. Regards, Rohan from India. Right, Rohan, thank you for sharing your story on the channel. Now this is my best guess. This Thai lady basically went online on Instagram and probably various dating applications to try and find someone to support her and her child. And she did. She found you on Instagram. Now, I believe that she probably loves her husband very much, but basically had to survive while he was in prison. So she probably spoke to a friend or knew of someone who were getting money from foreigners or having a better life with a foreigner. So she decided that she was going to do that for the time being. When she found out that he was getting out of prison, then obviously she needed to part ways from you and go back to her husband. But while that was happening, while he was still in prison, it seemed that she was trying to get as much as she could from you, a new motorbike, money, etc., in order to get what she could, because she knew you was going to have to go. She knew that she was going to get rid of you. And I know it's not nice, and I know it's a hard thing to deal with, and I know you got really close to the baby, and I know how difficult it is. when you've got kids, and I know she's not yours biologically, but you spent 2.5 years speaking to her every day, so you got emotionally invested into that child. But unfortunately, mate, it's not your family, and you have to walk away and move on and just take it as a big life lesson. You know, straight from the outset, this woman stated she was a single mum, she's got a kid, and she needs somebody to support her. So she wasn't bothered who that guy was. This wasn't about love. This was about support for her and her kid. And that's never, ever going to work, unfortunately. However, like I always say, this is just my take on things, and I'm just one man. However, there's a lot of subscribers on this channel now, and there's a lot of people that are happy to share their point of view of what they think might have happened in your situation. So guys, if you can put your comments down below, I'm sure Rohan would appreciate it.
You sure about that?
Right, now I've lived here for around 8 years, and constantly all I have heard about is guys having problems with Thai women. I constantly hear about it all the time, whether it's via email or if I go out and about or I go to a local bar, for example, I will hear about somebody having problems. Yesterday, I spoke to a guy who's lived here for quite a while. He's been married for quite a while, and now he wants a divorce from his wife due to violence and due to money issues, which we all know what goes on there. It's just an absolute blooming nightmare. You have to be so careful of the woman that you choose. Here in Thailand, if you really, really want to have a Thai partner, a Thai wife, or a Thai girlfriend, you really have to look out for the warning signs, and they're always there. With all the stories that I've shared on this channel, we can all hear about the warning signs that the subscribers have told us about in the very beginning of their stories, but they've always chosen to ignore them or think that, you know, it's not that bad, and the good of that woman outweighs the bad of that woman, and they continue on and things get worse. They always get worse, always. If you're getting problems at the beginning of any relationship, guaranteed 1,000,000%, those problems are just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So you really need to use your head more than your heart. And I know that guys seem to find it very difficult to do that. But you have to try to, what I always try to say, right? When you're in a difficult situation or things are bad, your emotions are getting the better of you, try to get away like I am now here, yeah? I've not had the best couple of days recently, hence why I've not delivered any videos on the channel. But that's life, yeah? And it's nice to get away, be on your own, and try to get a balance between your head and your heart. You need to get like 50%, 50%, and then make a decision about your situation and what you're going to do. Never act on just emotion alone, or you'll always make the wrong decisions. You've got a head here to protect you. Yeah, your brain will protect you at all costs, and you really need to listen to it, and you really need to use it.
Good luck.
But guys, let's be honest. Yeah, none of us are perfect, and I'm certainly not. I've made my own bad decisions, bad choices. I've not listened to my own head myself, but I've learned from my mistakes. Yeah, and you have to learn from your mistakes. That's part of life. You will never be able to sail through life without making bad decisions and mistakes. It's just not going to happen. Life is a journey that's all about learning. So please learn from what's happened to you in your life in order to protect yourself and to make sure that that same thing doesn't happen again. So Rohan, I wish you all the best. I hope you fix yourself and you can move on, mate. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and understand there's a lot more fish in the sea, there's a lot more women out there, and try to find a good one in the future. I mean, the biggest warning for you was at the beginning, where she literally said she wants someone to support her and her kid. Yeah, it was always just about money, unfortunately, but you got close to that child, and that's where your problem currently lays, because you stated that you don't have anyone in your family, you've got no family members, so you feel alone and you miss that baby. I get it, mate, but you've got to understand that they're probably back now as a family. Leave them to it, you know. Let them get on with their lives. You get on with your life and try to find some happiness and keep yourself busy at all times while you're going through this situation. It always helps to stay busy. Now, guys, if you've got your own true Thailand story that you wish to share on the channel, if you feel it can help someone, then please take the time out to email it and send it in to thaitalkwithdan@gmail.com. Apart from that, guys, I'm going to sit here probably for about an hour, try to relax, unwind, concentrate what I'm about to do with my own life. I've got some big decisions to make now. But guys, we're alive. We're still kicking. We're still moving around. Yeah, we've got to be grateful for that. Apparently, we only get one life. So enjoy it and don't allow anyone, and I mean anyone, to bring you down or hurt you, destroy you emotionally, financially, mentally. Don't do it, guys. Protect yourselves at all times and make sure that you stay positive and you have fun. Life is about being happy, or at least it should be. So best of luck to you all. Cheers and ciao for now. Bye bye.